What's going on, guys? Hey, how you doing? We back again with another video. Yeah. I don't know why I'm singing. I don't know why I sound like I'm from the 80s. We gonna get it going. Nah, let me stop. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Rome 300 back again with another video. Yes. Came up with this thought that I wanted to dedicate to the new fragrance collectors, enthusiasts that enjoy niche fragrances, right? I wanted to talk to you guys, right? I want to talk to you guys. This is the reason I made this video, is because I cater to what I would think are experienced niche fragrance lovers, and sometimes I neglect the guys that just started out, right? And in this game, or this fragrance reviewing game, is always the newest thing, is always the next thing, is always what's hot, you know. So we're presenting all these newer fragrances that came out, let's say 2016 to 2020, and sometimes we forget that there are some really good classic designer fragrances, or some fragrances that came out, you know, around 10 years ago that are still some of the best. So what I want to do is I want to introduce you guys to some of these classic fragrance houses. And I'm not gonna say classic, some of them are classic, but some of them are older fragrance houses that get neglected now because there's so many new fragrance houses that are blowing up. So for you guys that are already, you know, dipped your toes in with the Cherguis and the Penhaligons and those niche fragrances that are very safe, I want to give you some that are a little bit more elegant, a little bit more daring, and just, in my opinion, top tier fragrance houses. At their time, they couldn't be beat. So we're gonna start off with a popular fragrance house that a lot of niche heads know, and that fragrance house is Guerlain from Paris. A lot of people don't talk about Guerlain a lot anymore, especially their private line. Their private line used to be, you know, if you wanted a niche fragrance that didn't smell like anything, like something from Spiritueux de Bobigny, that one is the only one that gets talked about. But Tonka Imperial, we got Cœur Beluga. Those are some of the best fragrances that, if you have not tried from Guerlain, I guarantee you will love their fragrances. Guerlain has one of the longest tradition perfume brands on the market, and they are kind of neglected now because, you know, if you have been in a niche game, you probably already have 3, 4, 5 of the private collection. But I'm telling you guys, get a chance, go check out Guerlain's private collection. All right, number 2 is actually one of my first fragrance houses that I jumped into when I first started into the niche game. It was actually, I think it was the second house I ventured into, and that fragrance brand is England's own Ormond Jane. Now, Ormond Jane to me was the first company that started using like heliotrope, champagne, basmati rice, pink pepper. Pink pepper is the staple in their original line. If you like those softer but definitely different but classy fragrances, they have a women's and men collection. I don't really care, both are really good, but their catalog is at least 40 bottles now, probably even more, but they get neglected a lot. I don't know why people don't talk about this house like they used to when it first came out, 2001, 2002. But guys, Ormond Jane, beautiful, beautiful fragrance house. Linda Pilkington is a wonderful lady. I had an opportunity to hang out with her when she came to Virginia. I think it was last year actually, came to Virginia. And a lovely, lovely, tiny little lady. Like, you don't know how how small people are, but she's a wonderful lady and was very, very open to talk to everybody that was there. So, little secret, sometimes you can actually catch Linda on the phone. Like, she will pick up the phone if you catch her at her boutique. Not often, but I've called at least twice, talked to her and had conversation that she's willing to talk to anybody. So Online Jane is an absolute must. If you're just starting out in your niche fragrance journey, that is a brand you need to check out. All right, next up is one of my favorite fragrance houses. I am guilty of it also. I have been neglecting this fragrance house, and I don't know why, but I have, and I love it. They have some of the most abstract fragrances, but wearable and on the niche game, and that is Mona D'Orio. And I mean, for the older heads, the Mona D'Orio bottles used to look like this, right? They used to look like that. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what the bottles used to look like. Had the little kind of cork champagne top, square bottle. Actually, I've said it before, I like this design better, but Linda was popping from like 2000 to 2005. She was like the go-to newish fragrances, dropping a fragrance or two every year, and she wound up passing away. Her partner took over the company, and I think that kind of stained the opinion of the brand, because she did leave, him with all her ingredients and all her books of what to make, but a lot of people were not happy with the fact that she wasn't, making the fragrances anymore. I, on the other hand, trusted her. She left this guy, her catalog. He is a great perfumer, and I think he hired a few other perfumers to create the fragrances that she made. And the things I've smelled from even after she passed, they are amazing. I mean, two that I need to get in my collection is Suede de la Suede and the Myrrh fragrance. Those are two that I would say check out if you like dark, you like instant smoky fragrances, or you like suede or leather fragrances. The ones I would recommend to anybody is the Vanille. This is the Vanille I have right here. When I tell you it's a cookie, vanilla, slightly smoky, go check out my review on this one. But this house, beautiful, Mona D'Orio. Do not sleep on the fragrances that they have. At least 15 to 20 offerings in their fragrances, and they just dropped a new private collection. But for those newbies, y'all just starting out, check them out. Vanille, if you like vanilla fragrances, I guarantee you'll enjoy that fragrance. All right, moving right along. Next house, and this is my second favorite house, I think now, because I've grown to appreciate their fragrances more and more. But I don't know how to put it. This fragrance house, for people that love luxury, that love, the best of the best, people that can afford that, lifestyle, this appeals to them more because it reeks royalty, it reeks this kind of, just class. And I think that anybody should have, or everybody should have, a taste of that kind of lifestyle. I'm nowhere near rich. I'm okay, but I like dressing well. I like smelling good. I like, spoiling myself when I can to get the finer things in life. And Clive Christian is the brand that I think does that the best. They've been out since 1999. They had revamped the house that was commissioned a long time, that the Queen of England was, had her own private, line of perfumes. But as the time went on, the public got an opportunity to smell some of her personal fragrances, and Clive Christian took off in the 2000s, early 2000s, dropping the classic line, which I think is one of the, hold on, I'll show you what the classic line looks like. If I can get it out, give me 1 second. So I got the travel set of the classic line. We got 1872, we have X, and we have number 1. And this is the men's collection, and a women's collection. But the elegant style of their fragrances are so creative in the sense that if you want a dark fragrance and you want something a little edgy, a little modern, X is unbeatable. Even now, and like I said, I'm talking to you guys that have not had the time or had the experience with Clive Christian or those classic fragrances. If you have not smelled Clive Christian X for Men or X for Women, and you in your mid-20s, successful, got a little money in your pocket, and you're a bachelor or bachelorette, wear that fragrance out, and I guarantee you will get so many compliments. You will be noticed, and there is literally no one that is wearing that fragrance at this point that I know. Every time I wear that fragrance out, someone stops me and asks me what I have on. And it's been out for probably the better part of 15 years. So Clive Christian X is amazing. Some of their newer fragrances still hitting the classic realm, but they are masters that just dropping a little bit of a modern touch to it. And that right here, Cypress, it's mouth-watering. Oh, this is a beautiful house. And it gets a bad rep because they talk luxury. They talk about being the best, talk about having the best ingredients. And I think that it's true. I truly think that they source out the best materials. It's just comparing it to someone that is now saying, I don't want something that smells good and soft and doesn't project. I want something that's gonna be in your face loud. You are not gonna like Clive Christian if you want something loud in your face all the time. But if you like something that lasts in your skin the entire day, you will smell it constantly, but it just isn't gonna be 100%. If you can deal with a fragrance being 50%, pretty much 85% of the time, great fragrance. And they still got 2 things that I love about them. If you didn't notice, Roger Dove was one of the perfumers when Clive Christian started. And 2, you can get an $800 fragrance for a fraction of the price. The travel set is $310. This alone in a 50 ml is $800. Come on, man, you can't beat that. At one point, this was the most expensive fragrance in the world. I think like a 2-3 ml bottle was somewhere, and it was a pure oil at that point. It wasn't a spray bottle, it was a pure oil. I think it's 5 ml. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's like $5,000 for that now, still to this day. But it's still a wonderful house. Wonderful, love this house. Get a chance, if you have not experienced Clive Christian, they are in Neiman Marcus. They are in most fragrance boutiques, and just a wonderful house.
Another fragrance house I want to talk about is Amouage. Amouage is still a popular fragrance house, but when it comes down to their fragrances, the older releases don't get a lot of attention anymore. And I want you new guys, the guys that haven't had an opportunity to smell Amouage fragrances, check them out. This one I have is Amouage Gold. I definitely think this is a beautiful fragrance. I think you all should check out Jubilation 25, another beautiful, beautiful fragrance with a note of plum in there, and it's resin, smokiness is in there. Very beautiful fragrance. Interlude Man, Lyric Man, they have some of the most authentic, well-rounded fragrances you'll ever get based in the Middle East. And of course, they're such a popular brand, they're gonna drop a lot of new fragrances, but you new guys, go check those older fragrances out. You won't regret it, especially if you like dark resinous fragrances.
Last but not least, I want to get this out here. I don't want to have this too long. Last but not least, in my opinion, one of the houses that, if you love fougere fragrances, if you love, barbershop style fragrances, if you have a taste for the Oriental style fragrances, you're gonna love this house. And that house is MDCI. And MDCI, in my opinion, makes the best versions of barbershop style fragrances. Fougere, Chypre style fragrances, they are masters at that. Bertrand Duchefort is one of the perfumers that made this fragrance. This is a Chypre Palatin. Guys, you already know. If you watch this review, if you haven't, go check it out. Love this fragrance. They got another fragrance called Evasion Barbar. A wonderful take on a barbershop. When you go get the shave, you get a haircut, it's a spa for men. They have another one that I like called, what is it, Tiger? I'm going blank right now, but it's a classic style of a barbershop fragrance if you like those classic 70s, 80s oak moss type fragrances, but has a lot of zestiness, a lot of citrus based notes in it. That's another one. I'll put the name up there so you can see that. But yes, guys, I'm telling you, MDCI is the #1 classic fragrance house that you guys need to check. They have some new fragrances they just dropped in 2020, some new fragrances they dropped last year, but I would urge you to go check the ones that came out in 2002, 2005, 2007, and venture out to those houses, because they get pushed to the back once again because fragrance houses coming out of the woodworks with these new exotic bottles and just amazing fragrances, and perfumers are, surging out of the world too, the independent, going to different places, and it's hard to keep up with us because we buy fragrances, every month, versus you might buy 2-3 fragrances a year, right? But I do want you to take a step back, take a deep breath, and say, let me look at some of the older ones, because they will stand the test of time. They have stood the test of time. If they're still making fragrances 20, 30, 40 years ago, and they're still making them now, versus a brand that's popping right now and is gonna go bankrupt in 2-3 years. So these fragrance houses, I know, are not going anywhere. They have been on the market for at least, none of them have not been on the market for less than 20 years. So you can bet that they'll be here for the next 20 years, God willing. So I hope that helped. I know I said it's going to be short, but sometimes I make long videos. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Do me a favor. I'm looking directly at you. Yes, I'm talking to you because you have not hit that bell icon. I know you did. Don't look behind you. I'm talking directly to you. Please hit the bell icon so you can get notifications when I drop these videos. Also, do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up if you like my content, like the video, and subscribe. It's free. Why not? Help me out. I'll help you out. Comment down below if you have any of these fragrances, or if you have any questions on some more fragrances that are probably in the earlier years that came out, and I'll be happy to list them. I'm gonna list these down below and where you can check these fragrances out also. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Also, do me a favor, look up me on Instagram. He Smells Like Rome. I post pictures and short videos pretty much every day. So with that said, I think that's it. All right, guys, until next time, like I always say, it's okay if you want to smell like Rome. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Until then, peace.